I got it on GU too.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
GU flew back up.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That held that support. Damn it. Damn it. I would have had a good trade with GU and gold. Oh, well.
But if GU doesn't go back and pay our chicken like it did last time.
I'm in on gold right now. So we'll see how that works out. I had nice trades over in the Asian session with gold, so okay. And I lowered my lot size for gold right now because it's Monday. So you can let this one run a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, they put me in. What the fuck? I didn't enter up here.
Yeah, there goes gold. GU is moving right to that target too. Damn it.
Where's GU? Oh, wow. Look at that.
That target will be achieved now that it's.
EJ is moving as well.
If it goes past the 21883, it's going to go up to 22132.
And gold's running as according to plan.
Yep.
So we just now I think we should fill the hourly candle now. So if we go to the hourly,
Yes.
We should fill this. So on the hourly, this level here, we should fill that. So it should be up there. That's where we should go to. That's an easy target for gold.
Yeah, it'll still last 45 minutes of the 4 hour too, so it should move. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not worried right now. It'll fill that level. We'll get
Gold.
Hey, who just woke up?
Hey, my man, it was Bobby.
It's like Bobby just came from under the rock. Oh my God, gold.
Hey, man, this morning was like 14 something. I forgot it was, but I didn't really look at it. 1470 is possible there. Before my friend.
The 15 closed above that wick that we were talking about too, right? Okay. Did that. Closed above all those wicks.
Yep.
Hopefully it plays out. It'd be nice.
Just a little bit.
Come on, gold. Let's go.
Come on, gold.
Come on.
You gotta pray to gold and make it move. It's so funny. I love when people get really anxious. They're like, come on. It's like you're not affecting anything except your health.
Actually, if you sweet talk your pair, it moves. Fast. I've studied it. I've been caressing GU for the past month.
I'm good with just having my take profit, and that's it.
It makes it more fun.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, wow. Let's go. Very nice.
Yeah. There we go. Target
Oh,
achieved.
exit. Exit.
Target out.
Time for you to reach your
One.
target.
Yeah. Yeah, target hit.
Yeah, good work, man.
Congratulations, everyone who came on time.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And I should have held that GJ trade.
I didn't come on time.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it run on air and gold.
So angry. Should have left my GU trade open.
You's not moving up yet.
Yeah, but I would have been in profit.
Yeah.
Well, if this was your first time on
Taking off right
YouTube
now.
streams, well, you made money today.
Oh.
It's late writing, but I'm writing.
Yep.
Did you get in on GU again?
I got in 1460. Not GU. Oh, GU. I still have GU.
Yeah, no, I didn't re-enter GU. I left it alone. Oh man, I guess I closed my gold trade early.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. It's all good.
Did you guys smash it on Asian?
Yeah. Yeah, I got on Asian. Yeah, I got about 36 pips on Asian.
Yeah, nice man. I stayed up real late. Well, I had to go to sleep last night. To get involved in that.
Yeah, so I was. Yeah, the hourly candle on gold right now, I wanted, my target was to fill that previous hour candle, and then as soon as I hit that target, I was done.
This was another 15 pips in the back.
I managed to get in just over, well, I think it was 57, just below 58 when it broke that one before. I did roll, so I did roll last night. That worked out pretty well.
So at this point, why wouldn't you close most of your positions and leave maybe one or two stops at break even and let it run? Because I don't want to.
Money, man.
I want to bank and keep money.
Feel that sack.
Yeah, like, well, what am I know what was going to happen. It was going to hit the top of that range and then pull back again. I've seen it happen so many times. So why do I want to be? Yeah, why do I want to be involved in that? I mean, for sure, it can probably continue to run, but I have a target. And this is your problem as a trader, is you don't understand. When you have a target, you hit your target, you exit. That I specifically put where my take profit was, and that is where it hit. I don't care about after the fact. It can run another $15. It doesn't bother me, because there will always be opportunities in the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
My gold runs actually easy, come back down 57 in minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, people just don't get it. They're always looking for that little bit extra. You know, it's just take your profit. When we see a target and it's achievable based on the current range, you take your target, you hit it, and that's it. If you want to let them run, let them run. I'm good with not letting my runners run. I mean, I know that tomorrow will be another day. There'll be a correction. It'll pull down to 1450 or 1440. Go back up to 1500. Come back down to 1440. Go back up to 1700. Like, there's always going to be movements in the market. And you don't have to worry. It's just, you just want to just be able to, yeah, just take small wins here and there. That's it.
No, you know, I think the problem is that, like, the way that people move their stops, they have the same issues with moving their take profits.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
most people have accurate take profits, but then once price is about to reach it, they move it higher.
That's right. Yeah.
It's all about that.
And then people say, "Oh, how do you always win all the trades?" It's like, well, because I don't adjust anything because I see something else. I look at the thing is, people don't look at your current observation. The current analysis you did to hit your take profit, it's because it was based on factors at that previous point in time. Because price is moving in your direction, that's good. That's what's supposed to happen. But you can't adjust your stops and your take profits because now it's moving in that direction. It's supposed to move in that direction because you're doing analysis that's correct. The whole idea is to win a trade, not to be like, oh, okay, now I can keep taking profit more. I can keep moving, taking profit. No, the idea was you had a target before you saw the market move to the direction that it's moving. You had a target. It might have taken you 30 seconds. It could take you 5 minutes. It could take you 5 hours to get there. You can't adjust. You know, that trade was literally like 6 minutes. I'm not going to adjust my take profit because now look what happens. Fucking gold rips right back down, and I knew that was going to happen.
all you do is holding it until you lose, basically.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening.
On the 15-minute as well, like we talked about that, okay, gold, like, you know, it created some sort of a support on the 15-minute, and this is the 1-hour wick fill, and, you know, the push happened.
Do you think gold will rise to 1700? At this point, I don't care if it rises to 1700 because we're at 1400. So what's the, are you going to hold a trade to 1700? What would be your stop loss? If you're holding a trade to 1700 right now, well, where would you place your stop? Like that's why we don't ask these questions, because they're stupid. You're not going to hold it. You're not going to hold a gold trade till 1700, so there's no point of asking.
We've actually just discussed that as well, about like 12, whatever it was.
It's like, unless you show a chart idea holding it to 1700, please don't talk about 1700. Might as well hold gold to 2200. What's the difference? 18,000. Hold it to 20 million. People that talk about, oh, I'm holding this to 1500. Sure you are.
Yeah. Very good.
It's the reason why people fail in the trading, because they are thinking in that style. Do you think this is happening? As a trader, you should not be thinking. You should be doing analysis to provide an idea to then execute on that idea. It shouldn't be I think. It should be this is what I believe is going to happen based on this information.
Yeah, like this morning, Ted came on. He said, "Well, you know, gold is going to fill the 1-hour wick." I looked at it. I'm like, "Yeah, makes sense." Executed buys, filled the wick, and closed buys.
Seen the support being created on the 15-minute because I don't know why. I'm just too doubtful. Yeah, you're too doubtful because you don't have enough experience trading gold or trading in the markets. That's why you're doubtful. Experience the markets more and you won't be doubtful. So if you turn around and you look at what Rakil draws, he draws these magical lines. He draws them there for a reason. And if you can't figure out why these lines are being drawn, like this line here, why is it being drawn? You have to go back and study the charts. And if you don't trade this pair, you don't even have to worry about this chart. You don't even have to worry. I'm not trading EG right now, so I don't care where this line is. It's irrelevant.
Doesn't daily show a clear path? Yes, daily shows a clear path, but now you gotta see is that if daily is gonna head over there, where your stop loss is gonna be. Where's gonna be your stop loss? You know, so if you think daily is heading up, what support are you gonna look at? So if you look on the daily, like if you look on the smaller time frames here, you start to see that, okay, well, you know, some of these guys caught this move up, and then you look back and say, okay, well, how could I have caught this move up? That's what you start to look at. And once you start to analyze that, okay, maybe I could have bought over here and closed up over here, then that would have been a nice move. And then you see, okay, what created that move? What did price do? It had resistance, broke out, created some sort of support. What time was it? It was like a little after the New York Open. You had the push, you know, so all those factors you got to take into account. GJ should be continuing down for the rest of the day. 128,700.
GJ. Let's take a look at GJ.
This also retest at, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What's your GJ take after 4 hours? Bearish. As long as it stays below 129, 150, GJ should continue down till 128, 700.
It's funny because when you look at GJ right now, it's dropping into that wick from the flash crash on the monthly, and that probably will coincide with the fact that when Brexit gets resolved in October, this wick will probably end up getting filled, and then it'll retrace all the way back again and look like that. So I think you might find the September wick on the monthly will look similar to what we had in the January wick with the flash crash as soon as Brexit gets resolved.
Oof. Straight reversal.
Only 82 days now, I think.
Yeah, I think so, because it broke 1, 2, 3 major monthly supports.
Does PMI affect gold prices? Yes. Anything related to the US dollar will make gold move. Now, how much it's going to move, we don't know 100%. But if there's any US news related, any US news that comes out, and you're trading XAU USD, which is gold US dollar, you have to take into consideration that there will be some sort of effect. And a good way to find out how these things affect gold or whatever pair you're trading is go into Forex Factory, look at the calendar, and go to last month. Because a lot of news repeats itself every month at the same time. So if you go to last month's charts and you look at the PMI news on gold last month, and you open up the chart on that day and that time, you will see how gold moved with PMI. So that is a very good idea for how you can backtest. Is if you have a question on how something affects a currency pair, go back to the previous month or the month before and look at that currency pair and say, hey, there's an effect here that I need to understand. Very, very simple, very straightforward.
You can look at your averages like we did before.
Yeah.
How things move.
That's right. You can open up, and if you want, you can chart it out over the last 12 months. You can say, hey, PMI was good, gold did this, PMI was bad, gold did this, PMI was good, gold did this. And then when you get a base assumption, then you can start putting in variables saying, hey, gold is moving also because of tariffs. Gold is also moving because of the interest rates. Gold didn't move this much because of this. And you can start dissecting that. And that's how you become confident trading a certain pair, because you've reviewed the pair under certain conditions, and you can review then how that's going to work. That's really how you should be trading, is if you want to understand a pair, and I say this to everybody all the time, is go back into your charts and say, wow, that's a huge candle on the hour chart. How many times this month at this time or this day did we create that candle that looked like that, whether it's bullish or bearish? And then you can sit back and you can say to yourself, hey, if I show up to the markets at this time every day, there's a possibility for me to catch that big. And as you get better with trading, you will go and you will do this more often with more pairs, and you'll start to notice patterns that, hey, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, there's a big move or something happens. And that's where I want to dedicate my time to. And then what you will do is the following weekend, when you figured out that you have a day that's the favorite day of the week for you to trade, you'll go back over the last 6 or 8 months of the charts and really understand what happened at those specific times. That is trading. That is how you learn to trade. And that is how I learned to trade. I asked the question, why? Why is this happening? And I didn't know the answer. I would go back and I would research multiple months of data and see for myself, why is it happening? I didn't ask anybody else. I didn't message somebody and say, hey, did you happen to notice that this happens every day at this time? No, I did it for myself, and I became confident that, hey, I'm not a smart guy, but if I see the same thing happen 10 times over, chances are it's going to happen 11 times, right? Same thing when you look at a stoplight. No one has to tell you at a red light you need to stop, right? You don't have to ask the person standing beside you, hey, are you going to stop at that red light? Everybody's going to do it. So sometimes when you look at charts, and you see that the same thing has happened 10 days in a row, you don't have to go and ask your neighbor, hey, did you happen to see this? Because chances are they probably saw it. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. There's no magic formula. You haven't figured out the Holy Grail. No one's playing a trick on you. It's pretty straightforward that you probably saw the same thing that everybody else saw. And now because you're actually studying smart instead of a lot, you start to realize that, hey, that's all I need to understand for that particular pair. Very easy, very straightforward. Just go into the charts and ask why. That's it. Just ask why. You know, and if you miss the move, say, how could I have caught that move? Raja has said that about 10,000 times. That's his, like, a mantra, and it's almost like his vision statement for his trading is, how could I have caught that move? If it was a loss, how would I have turned that into a winner? And if it was a winner, what did I do to make that winner correct? And how can I repeat that? That is all trading is. That's all trading is asking yourself how I can consistently create a winner, how can I turn my losses into winners, and why did the chart move that way? Those are the only things, 3 things you need to know for Forex. 3 things. That's it. 3 things. How can I turn losers into winners? Why did the charts do what it just did? And how can I consistently create the same winners over and over again? That's it. That's trading. So do we have to wait like 30 minutes after the news? Well, you have to determine what is your comfort level when you're trading. That's the better idea. And comfort level is, some people like to trade just before the news. Some people like to trade during the news, and some people like to wait after the news. So you have to determine what your comfort level is with the pair that you're trading and your trading plan. So that's part of the rules that you write down in your trading plan. And you can only figure out that based on how comfortable you feel with particular times. Some people will trade 5 minutes after the news. Some people will trade a minute after the news. It's what is your comfort level and what is your risk that you're willing to accept with the market. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, I know that the market is going to be pretty shaky around the news and I don't like to lose, then maybe I'm going to wait an hour after that. But maybe I enjoy a little bit of risk and I see that you get a good push with the news, so I'm going to trade during the news. But I'm willing to accept the fact that there's going to be slippage, that the spreads are going to widen, that it's going to be harder for me to get an entry. I'm willing to accept those negatives to potentially have a windfall. So you have to understand what your comfort level is. That's like me saying, if I give you a Porsche, how fast can I go? You can go as fast as you want, but at a certain point, you're either going to be comfortable or you're going to be uncomfortable. And if you drive fast on the highway, there's a higher chance of you getting a ticket. Now, if you can pay for that ticket, then you don't care what the ticket costs, right? There's certain thresholds. So say, for example, like in Canada or in Ontario, we have a speed limit of 100 kilometers an hour, which is about, I would say, 50 or 40, about 60 miles an hour. That's the speed limit on the highways. Now, if you turn around and drive at 150 kilometers an hour on the highway, which is 50 kilometers over the speed limit, so it's about 75 or 80 miles an hour on our highway, or 85, 90, around there, they will impound your car and charge you a $10,000 fine. So you as a driver have to determine, can I afford to have my car impounded and pay a $10,000 fine? If I can't afford that, then I can't drive that fast. But if you're rich and you can afford that, you don't care about the $10,000 fine. But you can't turn around and ask somebody, how fast should I drive in my car? Because I don't know if you can afford to pay the $10,000 fine or not, right? And if you know that you can't afford to pay the $10,000 fine, you don't need to ask how fast I should drive my car. You need to know right away you have to keep your car under 149 kilometers an hour, right? So these are the kind of questions, when you start posing these types of questions, you have to take a step back and write it on a piece of paper and ask yourself internally, why should I be doing this? What makes sense for me based on my risk, based on my account size, based on my experience? Those are questions you have to ask yourself. A lot of the questions that people ask about Forex are self-reflective. And what I mean by that is if you sit and ask yourself 3 times that question, chances are you'd be able to answer it, because it's all going to be about your competency level in trading, your experience level, your risk level, and also your trading plan. All these questions will be answered there. And if it's not included in your trading plan, maybe you have to take a step back and reevaluate your trading plan, because your trading should be according to a set of rules, and those rules should be based on your risk, based on the pair that you're trading, based on your experience level, based on the confidence you are, based on if you're going to be an aggressive trader or you're going to be a conservative trader. All those have to be formulated first before you come and you start asking questions. Because you turn around and say, well, should I trade GJ? I don't know, should you? How's your appetite for risk? Do you know a lot about, that particular pair? Are you comfortable with wider stop losses? Do you know the characteristics of that pair? Those are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself. The only questions you should be asking others is, I took a trade today, and this was my idea, and my idea either failed, or is there something in my idea that I could have improved upon to get a better risk to reward? Those are the only questions you should be asking here. Is, I've taken a trade and I did not have a positive outcome. How could I have had a positive outcome based on my plan? And my plan is A, B, C, D, E. Those are the only types of questions you should ask. Every other question is self-reflective of yourself. Like, what do I need to do? How do I need to build out a trading plan? Well, I got to figure out what time I can trade, how much capital I have to trade, all these other elements. Those are all you. It's none of us. I can't tell you how good you're going to trade with a $100 account or how bad you're going to trade with a $100 account. I don't know. Maybe you're going to run $100 up to 10,000. Who knows, right? So you have to understand that, and you have to be comfortable with building a lot of this stuff on your own, and then coming for refinement and coming and asking based on what you've done. I've built my trading plan that has 5 different characteristics. Do you think this is adequate enough? And then we can answer those questions. That will help you. Critical thinking 101. Like I said, if I keep on my 20 pip and my 10 pip ranges, and then you get the 130 or 40 pip spike. Over the years of trading gold, that's been the bread and butter. Every time I've held a gold trade like to 80, 90 pips, like I've gotten like 100 pips on a gold trade. It always pulls back like 40, 50 pips right away, and it stops me out. Like I'll put like if I have a trade, like say for example, I had a trade running last night, I would have basically had a stop at whatever from 1447 to 1457 or whatever if it gone that high. It'll always pull all the way back down again and stop me out where I have my stop loss and take profit. So it's very rare that I get like a huge push through.